Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more My Next Life as a Villainess, continuing Silva's route. I started watching the anime again, because like I wasn't watching it because like I didn't want to kind of spoil the game. I wanted to take the game as its own, and now that I'm like, well, wait, well, okay, so I was catching up on Black Butler as I do on Sundays. I know the episodes come out on Saturday, but like and apparently it's probably over by now, but I was like, didn't realize at the time that like we were almost over with the season. It makes me sad. It's gone way too fast. And I'm gonna need them to not give me another 7-year fucking hiatus or however long. It's been 84 years. Alright? I'm gonna need you to not do that. Especially with Cloverworks doing the art. My god. Oh, those fuckers. They draw such beautiful things. Anyway, not the point. So I was like, oh wait, yeah, I can watch more of My Next Life as a Villainess. Cool, right. So I started watching the anime, and I gotta tell you, it's kind of funny, because, like, you know, Shota Aoi is Jordo, so I knew, I'm like, he's gonna have, like, a cute little soft boy voice, but it's actually really funny watching, and then Keith opens his mouth and being like, whoa, I'm not expecting that, sir. Like I know what to expect, because it's Keith is Tetsuya Kakahara, so you know what to expect, but you also don't. And like, it's just in my brain, I'm like, no, wait. But it feels so weird because you're like, I feel like their voices should be switched in my brain, but at the same time, the game we're playing is different than like, you know, the Fortune Lover game. So like, in the anime, when Katarina flashes back to like events of the game with Keith being like, so, submarine. And being like a typical playboy, it works so well. And you're like, that's exactly why he has the voice he has. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, okay. But it's so fucking weird. So weird. And also I'm like, where are Rozzy and Silva? You know what I mean? Also, like, a lot of weird shit happened. Like, there's a part of me that's like, yes, you do not need to watch the anime to understand. But at the same time, kind of, yeah. Like, I feel like there's certain little things, and now my brain, like, Maria's backstory, like, we get none of that in here. It's like, yeah, she's a side character, we don't care, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like I don't know, you could benefit, because you get, like, little bits of did we get her backstory? I don't remember it. You know what I mean? But you get, like, little bits, like, more information and stuff like that, and I kind of feel like, kind of nice. I have a fucking feather. Like the cushion on my chair is like down. It's like got feathers in it, like fake feathers, whatever. But like one of them, the little sharp edge is sticking out of the seat, and I just can't. And I can't like pull the little fluff out, but I can't also poke it back in, and it's driving me bonkers. Sharp thing sticking out of my fucking seat. Not where I'm sitting, but like I put my hand over there, and I went, "What the hell is poking me?" And now I'm just obsessed with trying to like pry it out, but I can't with my nails. But anyway. Anime's good. I do highly recommend watching it. I haven't finished it, but like, I just have to say, there's one episode, those of you who have seen it, where we get sucked into a book. You know which one I'm talking about. You know the episode. God damn it, Mary. Why are you cock blocking me with everybody? That whole fucking episode. That whole poor Alan really got the cock block really fucking hard. But holy shit, that one was funny. Oh my god. I think I'm like at that one or like the one after it. I'm not really sure. I stopped for a hot minute because I'm like, I gotta upload my videos and I gotta do stuff. And, you know, anime is one of those things I have to pay attention to because I watch it in Japanese, so I gotta fucking read. Otherwise, I'm not gonna know what's going on. I was doing other things, sort of, so I was only like half paying attention, so I did miss some stuff, so. But like, anyway, so I am trying to catch up on that. I probably won't finish it by the time we're done with Silva's route, because I'm gonna try to blast through that this week, so. Now that we're 3 hours into his route, so, with this part. Anyway, we all board the Sigrid. It's been a couple days. I have no fucking idea where we were. Right, we're all going to Quid now. Great. Because we were like, I'll go, and then Jordan, I'll go, and then everybody has to fucking go wherever I go. Literally the plot of the anime. Katarina's like, I'm good, everybody has to do it. Okay. On board are the student council members, Silva, Razi, me, and some of the Lindgren soldiers. The Premier's bunch, too. The Quidian passengers and Sorcier nobles remain behind on the island, along with half of the soldiers tasked to protect them. I know this is a tense situation to secure the kingdom of Quid and our safe passage home, but this is a pirate ship! I'm just excited to be on one. I'd be careful about that, since you never know when unexpected porn pops up. We've had this conversation before, right? About the pirate porn. I never thought I would ever talk about pornography as much as when people mention pirates. It's literally just, I just find that so fucking funny. I literally find it hilarious that there is a pirate ship that travels all around that my family and I took a trip onto once. Like, because you could, like, get, like, tours on it. And it was, when I lived in Florida, it was in Tampa Bay once. I don't know if it's always there or if it was at the time, whatever. It was there, and we apparently went on a little pirate tour of, like, whatever, and that was used in a porn. Like, unbeknownst to them, they didn't know. I'm pretty sure the story is that the people that were going to film said movie were like, yeah, no, we're filming a documentary, and the documentary is people banging. And that's fucking hilarious. Now, I don't know how true that story is, because I'm pretty sure my dad told me that story, and that's a weird conversation to have with your dad, but it's still fucking hilarious, so, you know. It's even weirder when he was like, we went on that ship once, and I'm like, that's before, long before the poor mistake. But, like, sometimes it's one of those, like, what are those, when people ask you, like, what's a weird fun fact that you know? Well, that's a very weird fun fact. Like, not sure how fun it is for other people, but I find it funny. Anyway. I'm just excited to be on one. Just be careful what you wish for. The deck's stocked with cannons and barrels, completely unlike the Vinculum. It's almost stereotypically piratey. Although the events were a little different, it's just like a story from a novel. It's just like flowery lady embraced by the sea. Sophia's covering the fact that she's seen them. Anyway. Speaking of, Sophia came with Nickel because she really likes that novel. Sadly, Jordo stopped me before I read it. I consider borrowing it from Sophia after we return from our walk on deck. Then I hear a sigh from behind us. Silva? No, Nickel. Okay. Really, you two. Also, I want to point out, oh my god, that's the thing I forgot that I wanted to talk about. Because I was dying laughing, guys. I make fun of Nickel for being cardboard. This right here is more expression than he shows in the anime. And I find that fucking funny. They really play into him being goddamn cardboard. Like, it's the goddamn greatest thing ever. It's so funny. Like, every time they're like, there's one scene where Sophia's like, look at my brother smiling, and they go to Nickel, and they just zoom on his face, and they just sit, and he doesn't move, he doesn't blink, it's literally a stationary drawing, and he's deadpan serious, nothing, and he's so cardboard, and it's so fucking funny, and everyone's like, yeah, I don't see it, and they do it all the time. They make a meme out of him, and it's so, I swear to God, I love it, because it's like, even Nickel smiles, and you look at it's like, and then they do the same thing, and he's just totally stationary, not a blink, nothing, and his face is totally deadpan, totally emotionless, and it's so fucking good. It's so funny, and I don't know, it just tickled me so much. I know I make fun of the poor boy. I love him, don't get me wrong. He had a great route, but he really is fucking cardboard, and oh my god, I'm gonna die. I forgot until he... But again, this is more emotion that he's ever had in his face in all the episodes of the anime I've watched. At all. Anyway. They're not actually pirates, so this isn't really a pirate ship. Oh, he's right. Silva and the other soldiers are still in their pirate outfit, so it totally slipped my mind. Also, I really do feel like watching the anime. Alan and Keith are kind of my favorites in it. And even though Alan says almost nothing, and is really, I don't know what it is, you're like, I still love you a lot, even in the anime. Even though you get cock-blocked by Mary all the fucking time.
Well, it's not completely wrong to say I'm a pirate. I have been playing the part for a few years now.
A few years?
Yeah, I was using the Weiss pirates to stop the Premier's lot in their schemes. They've always been involved in criminal things. Well, the incident on the Vinculum's hardly anything new. At best, it was evading tariffs, but sometimes as serious as smuggling. Smuggling contraband or other illegal business dealings. And it was the job of the Weiss pirates to stop them in their tracks.
I see. So that's the true aim of the Weiss pirates.
It would have been better if we could have gathered evidence on those dealings. And they were good at covering their tracks. Well, since we couldn't capture them through legitimate means, we had to play their game.
I see. It seems that Quid's quite a number of domestic issues. Well, same as any nation, then. Yeah, some are just better at covering it up and pretending. It is? They rarely mention it, but judging by the pirates' faces, Sorcier probably has its issues too. Oh, the princes' faces. Not pirates, they're princes. Okay. I was like, why are the pirates involved in our politics? Well, I can't read today. Sorcier probably has its issues too.
I interrogated the Premier multiple times while we were on the island, but he refused to say a thing.
And this could be bad. Silva glances over at a door leading inside. The Premier's group are currently imprisoned deep inside the ship. I saw Silva swearing as he boarded the ship. Seems like he's struggling to get information from the Premier.
Anyway, we should be sighting the port soon. Be ready to disembark.
Huh? We're there already?
Yeah, that island we were basing on.
Yeah.
The island we were basing on is fairly close to the mainland.
Speaking of which, the territorial seas of Quid extend to somewhere in the Blanc Sea. It seems we're already in Quidian waters. I can't read today, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm overdosed on sugar or something, and I really haven't eaten that much today. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, oh my god, hi! What the fuck? I had a lot of issues at work, but I resolved said issues, so I think I'm on a brain high. My brain's like, woo, we did it, we're smart! I don't know. Because some days everything's taxing, and you're like, I just want to curl up in a ball, and I can't figure anything out. But I had those issues before lunch. I took a shower, and then I was doing something, and I'm like, oh, cool, that works, damn! So sometimes you just gotta walk away from your problems. But I don't know. So I guess my brain's on a high, so therefore it cannot read right now. But are you truly intending to just enter the port? Guised as a pirate ship, I don't think they'll just allow us in.
It'll be fine. There's a landing spot we use all the time.
He says, but his face turns doubtful. Silva leans over the deck railing, craning to see into the distance.
What's that? And there's a strange ship out there. Doesn't look like a navy vessel.
Silva peels his eyes and then gasps. He whips around suddenly.
Kennerine and the rest of you, get inside! Man the helm! The Sacred Pirates are here!
Huh? But I thought the Sacred Pirates retreated!
They retreated here to wait for us. It's a trap!
At that moment, an explosion thunders. A pillar gushes up from the water nearby. They're firing cannons at us.
Ah! Damn! They're already shooting. It's impossible to deal with that many of them right now. We have to change course.
Yes, sir!
No wind magic user, I need a favor. If you can, use your wind magic to deflect the path of those cannonballs so they don't hit us.
Right, I'll try. I might not be of much assistance, but I'll try as well. My water magic can create walls to lessen the impacts. Those who can use magic are dealing with the cannonballs, while the Weiss Pirates' private army works to change course. Uh-oh! The ship suddenly lurches and I almost fall. Keith grabs my arm at the last moment. Sister, grab onto the railing and be careful not to fall overboard. Thanks, Keith. I cling desperately to the railing and do my best to stay on my feet. But before the ship can finish changing directions, the Sacred Pirates' fleet is already upon us.
Damn, they've made contact. Prepare for battle!
Alan, we must be ready to engage as well. Right. At least they have swords. Just as Jordo and Alan draw their swords and take their stances, the first Sangrid pirates jump aboard. Don't you resist, lest you're looking for a watery grave. You know, the fun thing about them is we get to do stupid pirate accents. Hand over your spoils, and maybe you won't have to suffer. I love stupid pirate accents.
Do you think I trust the words of a pirate?
Pretty funny. Ah! There's no time to get inside. The battle has begun. Captain, let's toss the lot of them overboard. Then the deal will fall through, you nincompoop. He said nincompoop. Really? Okay. We need the boss and the magic users. So yeah, okay. Didn't we kind of figure that out already? I don't know if they said it specifically, but the Sangrid Pirates, when they showed up, it was, I don't know if it was anybody else, but it was in my head like, did what's his face hire him? But,
so that's what you're after.
I've seen those pirates somewhere before in the game. Exactly. Captain, I can't stand her anymore. Do something about this selfish wench. Well, now he's got to have a pirate voice. They all sound the same, but who cares? Silva, I can't stand it anymore. Do something about this dirty pirate. Now she sounds like a pirate. I don't know what's happening anymore.
What? What's with all the noise? Morgan, make this woman shut up.
I ain't gonna babysit her. Let's throw her overboard. All the pirates sound the same, okay? Because I can't do multiple pirate accent voices. All right, like I'm not that skilled, guys. It's the same guys from the fan disc. That's right. They're the pirates that showed up in the fan disc that Atsu is playing. Oh, that's it too. They give you a lot more backstory on Atsu and all of that and their little friendship and everything. And what's really weird, okay, anime spoilers here, but like, and maybe it's just a dream sequence, but Sophia has a dream as if she's Atsu and like remembering losing Katarina or, well, whoever she was in her past life, we have no idea. You know what I mean? And it's really kind of weird. And it's like, so like, that hasn't been explained, and I don't know if that's just like to kind of throw in some pre-Katarina backstory thing, but I was like, that is a very interesting thing. Like, are you trying to imply that Sophia was Atsu, but then how are we watching her play the you know what I mean? I'm guessing it's just she just kind of dreamt of this person who lost the person that Katarina was in her past life, and like it's like, so it was just a weird connection thing, but it was just very interesting, and I'm like, but yeah, I mean, you get not that you need it for the game, but it is actually very interesting to like kind of put the pieces together. So anyway, I let the fan disc out of my mind. At this rate, I'm headed for a doom flag. But as I stop to wonder how I can escape from the pirates, I see them go into a frenzy when they spot Maria. Hey, there she is! It's that woman! Aim for the light magic user! Yes, sir! Huh? They're going after Maria? Maria stands rooted in place as the pirates close in on her. I won't let you take Maria! She makes me snacks. Letting go of the railing, I rush to Maria. But I'm not the only one. In a blur, someone appears between me and the pirates. Silva, of course, because he's fast as fuck. Oh my god, look at his little fangs! This is adorable. It's a CG, in case you didn't know. But like, it so doesn't look like Silva, but I love it. His hair's just all wild, but like, and his eyes are going, but look at his little fangs! That's the first thing I know is his little teeps. His little teeps! Why you got fangs, sir? Seriously? That's pretty funny. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm afraid those ones are hands off, and they're precious guests of mine.
Oh my god, that is his boot in our face. That, I gotta give them. This is like a very interesting CG angle. Kind of fun. Like, and then the motion blur. Like, I don't know, it's fun. I like what they do with these things. Ah! Silva knocks a pirate to the ground with a single strike. He turns, roundhouse kicking a second approaching from another direction. That came out weird as I read it. Ah! Ah! Silva knocks down the pirates, one after another, tossing them into the sea below. He looks almost superhuman when he fights. Maria and I can only watch, mouths agape. Look at it. He's so adorable, and it's like, because look at his little teeths. Silva's as strong as ever. He's fast, too. All by himself, Silva defeats the pirates that were coming for Maria. He's so powerful that it almost feels like cheating. Nah, it's cool. They're just on, like, easy mode, and he's on New Game Plus. It's fine. Eek! Boss! We can't get near the winch! Damn ye! Just go looking around inside the ship. At least get the boss. I won't let you do that. Ha! Whoa! This time, the princely duo, Giorno and Alan, appear to challenge Morgan and Akeem. And we don't even know we're calling them that, and they're like, who's Morgan? Who's Akeem? Like, anyway. Huh. I'm thinking they called him Akeem, so we were like, wait, why does that name sound familiar? But seeing that they're at a disadvantage, Akeem and Morgan start to back away, faces pale. I like the fact that they threw them in the fan disc thing, and you're like, why do these pirates in the fan disc get sprites, but they're not? And then here they are! Like, oh, game. You knew we were all thinking it. Eek! Boss! What do we do? Curses! We have no choice! Retreat! Where's the ship? Huh? I follow Morgan's line of sight to find the Sangred pirate ships alongside our own have completely vanished. Oh, the devil! Where's our ships? And this is a sailing vessel. We accelerated with wind magic and left yours long behind. I used water magic to block their vision so they won't be able to catch up to us either. I was hoping she would be like, I sunk those motherfuckers. That would have been better. He sank. What? So this is the power of sorcery magic. Wait, what happened to our men? Where'd they go? Oh, I threw all your goons overboard into the seas as well. Huh? He's right. Looking around, there's not a single pirate. Morgan and Akeem are the only ones left. Silva, the private army soldiers, and the student council members encircle them.
It's just the two of you now. So, just who did you strike a deal with? Cough it up.
Oh, his eyes are still glowing. I love it. Curses! A mistake to go boarding, was it? I should have blown you to bits with me cannons.
You should have known better than to pick a fight with us.
Silva makes a threatening grin, his pistol glinting as he points it at Morgan. Don't hold your gun sideways like that. That's not good for your wrist. It looks good in movies. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my gun sideways and point it at you, but that's not proper gun etiquette. There's etiquette with guns. But that's just not, because that's gonna, like, snap your wrist. That's not how you're gonna get kickback, and that's gonna shatter some bones there. I don't know why I know that, but I do. The Sangred Pirates captain, who attacked twice before, has been captured by Silva. After escaping the Sangred Pirates, we successfully land in Quid. Well, that was fun! And after landing safely in Quid, we're now heading to Razi's mansion by carriage. Wow, I'm so glad that no one was hurt. After arriving at the port, the Premier's faction and the pirates that were captured are taken to the castle. Razi makes various arrangements, including our current safe travel by carriage. Well, it appears even the coup in Quid was misinformation. With that, we can now return safely to Sorcier. Huh? It wasn't real?
Yeah, it appears that letter was a trap.
Frankly, that sounds plenty ominous, too. Silva, who's sitting across from me, clicks his tongue in irritation.
After putting a stop to the Premier's plans, we had them just where we wanted. And they got impatient and bet it all to lure us in.
We should have anticipated that the Premier's faction would use Morakumbas to communicate as well. I'm just making up names for these birds now. We're just saying it all wrong because it's too difficult. Or Kamubas. But that's just such, it doesn't flow off the tongue. Drives me crazy. Anyway.
Oh, the nights were behind schedule, so I also lost my cool.
I see. And the knights weren't able to reach us due to the presence of the Sangrid pirates.
Yeah, most likely. But they couldn't risk revealing the island's location to the Premier's faction. Still, who could have foreseen this recruitment of the Sangrid pirates?
Or his recruitment, sorry. Silva scowls while Rozzy speaks inquisitively.
Who the fuck hires pirates?
And then we're looking at him, he's like,
I'm not a real pirate. I've just been pretending to be one for a couple of years, but I'm not really a pirate. So it doesn't really count. Don't give us that look.
It seems to me they were just extra muscle, not active collaborators.
When I interrogated them earlier, they claimed that the Sangrid pirates' first attack was also by their orders.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, if the Premier was successful on board, they'd chart a different course. But the way we headed, they would attack.
Lord Norton's as cunning as rumored.
Why, those outlaws think of nothing but pillage. Paying them doesn't guarantee they do the job. I wonder how they did it.
Sounds complicated. But there actually wasn't a coup. I guess that's what really matters. When I peek out of the carriage, I see everyone rushing around in a hurry. Their expressions seem a bit dark. The townscape is clean, and everyone walking seems well dressed. But sometimes I spot someone who looks homeless. This isn't because of a coup. There are distinct social classes in Sorcier, but I can't recall seeing a homeless person in the capital. Silva glances out the window.
Is it completely different from Sorcier?
Well, yes. Indeed. And despite being the city capital, some places here look dilapidated.
Even then,
It is much better than it was a few years ago.
Unfortunately, that's just how Quid is. And we're supposed to be the nation of inventors.
What a joke. Yeah, well, with magic, we can magic your house back together. In other words, you gotta, Silva's glare is as sharp as his words. His anger is almost palpable. His expression doesn't mask his anger.
In the end, all the benefits go straight to the top. All the world on a silver platter.
He is just... Everybody else is all noble and rich, and he is like, eat the rich. You work for the rich, you know that, right? Silva's on a slippery slope here, but, I don't blame you, sir. But, at least, unfortunately, the problem here, a lot of Quid's problems can be because of the battle for power between the Premier and the King, so it's kind of difficult to, let's, focus on the people and when you're trying to, stop the country from completely falling apart. You know what I mean? You can't patch up all the cracks. You're doing the best you can to patch up all the cracks and the holes. But once you get the Premier out of the way, and everything gets really okay, now we're not vying for power, and we don't have to deal with the internal conflict that shouldn't even be happening. Now we can start, we're trying to we're barely holding the wall together here. We don't have time to patch up all the little cracks that are falling apart. You know what I mean? We're just trying to make the structure barely stand. Once we get that, then we can patch the holes, So, I'm just throwing that out there to be nice to them, because I don't know what else is going on, but...
We call ourselves a nation of inventors, but you can't get an education if you don't have money.
That's true.
But for regular folk, becoming an inventor or researcher is nothing but a fantasy.
It's kind of funny because you should be able to invent without a degree, but it's one of those fucking things. You can't go to school, you can't get a job unless you have a degree, but you can't really get a degree unless you've got money. But you really can't get money without a job, and it's just a big fucking clusterfuck. Or the jobs who want, you need to have 10 years of experience. I can't get experience without a job. But I can't get a job without experience, which I need a job in order to get the experience, but I need a job, and it's just a big fucking circle of dumb fuckery, and you know what I mean? Or, we want a PhD and 10 years of experience for an entry-level position. Entry-level is, can you spell your name? Cool. We can teach you. You know what I mean? That's entry level, not you have to have a PhD to be able to entry level. That's not how this fucking works. Kind of fucking ridiculous. Our problems aside.
And even when some revolutionary new invention does appear, it's the lower class who has to handle the production. They're the worst. They say they do it to save the destitute from poverty, but then they pay them peanuts.
Real world problems right here.
And so the poor remain poor, while the fat cats lap milk at the top and get fatter.
You do realize you're sitting next to one of the fat cats, right? You do realize that, like, Rozzy is almost one of the fattest cats. He may be nice and adorable, but he is, like, right-hand man to the king. He's like, he's like a top hat and a monocle away from just being, like, the fattest of the fat cats. They?
The Premier, set an ordinance faction. And the Premier thinks the ends justify the means, but with his methods, even if he gets results, the side effects are just too grim.
Okay, so, okay. So maybe you're not, like, generally talking about all the rich. Like, if the king could do shit, but he's busy trying to, like, play whack-a-mole with this shit. Okay, alright. Oh, okay. But, like, you do work for one of the fattest fat cats, to be fair. Rozzy is one of the richest motherfuckers in this kingdom, so, like...
He fulfills national interest. But if the people are miserable, I can hardly call it a success. The king wants to change all this.
The king wants to. Are the Premier's methods being prioritized?
Yeah. For the last 2 generations of kings, the Premier's been gathering strength. He's more powerful than the king right now.
Okay, so there you go. I'd heard that the country was divided between the loyalists and the Premier's supporters, but this is beyond expectations.
Yeah. And more, they always play dirty. They lock things in to stop reforms and gather supporters to drown out the opposition. We were able to track him down and capture him this time, but there are still plenty of nobles who support him. Yeah, all these nobles benefit from the Premier's policies. I don't know how they'll respond.
A coup is certainly possible. I mean, this is basically generally like just American politics. Like, we do everything to make the rich richer and the poor poorer, and everything we do, tax cuts for the rich and then the poor people pay more. And you're like, you do, like, no, fuck off. But rich people are the ones in power, and they will do anything to keep themselves rich and in power, and it's just a cycle of fuckery. So, there you go. So you think that, as they'll prioritize their own interests, they'll refuse to work with the loyalists?
Yeah, they're nothing but rotten pigs. But, His Majesty is concerned with the situation and is working on a solution. And the King of Quid believes that all people of Quid should benefit from our inventions. Of course, we share that sentiment. We invent for the sake of others.
I see. I feel relieved hearing that. I'm glad to hear they dislike the current state of affairs, and unlike the Premier, the King's trying to change things. Well, if you and Rozzy have so much trust in the King of Quid, he must be a good person. Well, he's certainly entertaining.
Well, there's no doubt that he puts his people first and foremost. But whether he's a good person or not, I, for one, would never call him good. But he is a skilled ruler.
They're all like, yeah, he's a good king. He's a strange person.
Well, I'm sure you have to be a bit scheming in order to run a nation well. Though I personally don't recommend having anything to do with him.
I see. A glance at Jordo reinforces those words. I'm sure royal families have to deal with a lot. It must be tough. Huh. Silva, why do you know so much about the king? The way he talks about the king is so vivid. He must have experienced him up close. The way you phrased that, he must have experienced him up close. I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but in my pervy little mind, it's like, oh, really? Excuse me? I knew that, listen, I expected some kind of shenanigans with you and Rozzy, because that's just my fantasy world over here, but, I mean, I guess technically in Rozzy's route, it was like, I can be a side piece to the king every once in a while. So Rozzy was pimping out Silva to the king, too? Or did Did the king try shit? Did he touch you when he shouldn't have, Silva? Do I need to go slap a bitch? Don't touch my man candy. Hands off. No means no, Al. No means no. Like, what the... You know he just harasses him. Oh, he's probably... Yeah, I mean, seriously, poor Silva has to deal with Rozzy just being affectionate and adorable and like, are you okay? Did you get hurt? Do you need a Band-Aid? You want me to hold your hand? And he's like, it's a scratch. Simmer down! So you know Al's just as weird. So, poor Silva's got to deal with all these weirdos. And then we're just bringing me into the mix. I ask curiously, but Silva frowns bitterly in response.
The king is Rozian's cousin. He comes over to the Lindgren household all the time.
Huh? Rozzy, you're related to the king?
Well, yes. His Majesty has taken a liking to Silva, too. Liking? The only thing he likes is messing with people. Well, I won't deny that.
Speaking of which, Silva did say he got stuck with the eye patch because the king made a joke or something. I see. Beginning to get a solid grasp on the sort of person the King of Quid is. Very strange one, but fun. It's probably best that we be the only ones to seek an audience with him.
I wish you luck. Knowing him, he's probably ditched the royal palace and is waiting for us at the mansion right now.
He's actually driving the carriage. That would actually be funny. He's like, well, every once in a while.
Don't joke like that. I need time to mentally prepare myself before introducing Katerina to him.
Are they worried about me? Even I'm not about to go climbing trees in front of a king. They're worried about the way he's going to act around you because he's going to be like, oh, my cousin's in love with you. And you're like, uh-huh. Anyway, so about Silva. Again, in my brain, this is just the thruple route, and it's just we're spending a little more time with... These are the days we spend with Silva, but you intermix them. You know what I mean? It's true that I'm not the best at being ladylike, but I'll be extra careful not to be rude during the audience with a king. Then again, things do happen. Hypothetically, if I were to seek an audience with the King of Sorcier, Mother would turn as pale as a sheet. She would doubtlessly become multitudes more strict when drilling me on etiquette, too. The king is a king, after all. I try to brace myself for what's to come. My mind steeled, I clenched my fist. I mean, to be fair, I'd feel the same way about a queen or a king, and I don't live in a country that has one, but I'd still be like, this is a lot, I don't know what to do here. So, we then arrive at Rozzy's home. We're about to seek an audience with the king, so we stopped here first to prepare.
Watch your step. Need a hand?
Silva dismounts the carriage first, then turns back to me. Oh, please. That would be my role, thank you very much. Come, Katerina. You know what? Jordo, stop cock-blocking me! Thank you. Jordo, seriously, simmer down. I get out of the carriage to find a huge number of servants are here to greet us. The door to the mansion opens, and someone that I can only assume is the Duke of Lindgren appears. Dad. Father-in-law. It's fine. Rozian, I'm so glad you're safe. I don't forget his voice, but it doesn't matter. The Duke smiles with relief. He then turns to us, and his expression firms. Prince Jordo, Prince Alan, I've heard of the circumstances from the messenger I sent to meet Rozian at the port. I'm terribly sorry for the trouble you experienced. If possible, I would have liked to properly apologize. However, His Majesty is waiting. We shall have to postpone until another time. Right.
Well then, once we've completed the preparations, we'll depart for the royal palace.
Oh, we get to see Rozzy in his finery again. I love it so much. Ugh. Rozian, His Majesty snuck out from under the watchful eye of his guard and came here to the mansion instead. What? Huh? The King of Quid. Even Jordo's surprised at the news. His eyes widen ever so slightly as he looks at the Duke. The funniest part is this is hilarious, but it's like we expect this because we've met Al before, so you're like, you knew when he was like, I wouldn't be surprised if you're like, he's going to be there. But it's still when you get here and everyone's like, whoa, 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 and you're like, it's kind of charmingly adorable. He's a weird one.
I
don't blame him. No one could have expected the King of Quid to actually do it. I feel like Silva expected it, but still is shocked. Like, I expected it, but I was hoping I was wrong. Meeting with the king requires a number of procedures and steps. Even I know those customs. Not this one. My nightmare became reality. Silva heaves a sigh as if in disbelief that the king would actually do this. He's currently waiting for you in the salon. As it's an unofficial visit, he ordered the preparations be kept simple. Hurry on now. Yes, I understand. Everyone, right this way. Rosie starts to guide us to the guest rooms. As we pass, the Duke pats Silva on the shoulder. I'm glad you're safe as well, Silva. It does me well to see you unharmed. Thank you, sir. Silva bows to Duke Lindgren while the Duke gazes softly back. That's adorable, because you know from, like, Rosie's route being like, the Duke dotes on Rosie, and Rosie, everybody in the Lindgren family just dotes on everyone they care about. They're just clingy, soft little cupcakes. And even the Duke now just being like, oh, so glad you're okay. So he's waiting. He's like, I'm going to go to my room and cry a little later. Just let his emotions out. I love these emotional men. They're beautiful. I love them so much. I love our father-in-law, okay? He's adorable. He's just like, Silva, I know you're not my son, but I love you like one, buddy. You know, he was just as worried about Silva as he was about Rosie, and it's so cute. I love it so much. Look at all these buttercups. It's not the sort of look one gives to a simple servant. It's a look normally reserved for one's family. Yeah, he loves him like a son, and Silva's like, this is awkward. I've been here 8 years, but it's still weird. Silva, for his part, is acting proper, but I can't make sense of the relationship between Duke Lindgren and Silva. Noticing my glance, the Duke smiles. Did it seem out of place, my worry for Silva? Well, not exactly. I know what you want to say, but of course I would be worried. He's like another son to me. Look at him blushing. Silva, good work. I hope you'll continue as you are. Yes, sir. Silva looks bashful, like he doesn't know how to respond. And Silva's the stray cat you brought in the house, who, like, you're petting him and is like, I like this, but I don't know why I like this. And should I like this? Don't touch me, but also pet me still? I don't know. And is just very confused. It's a stark contrast to his usual aloofness. Strangely, it leaves quite the impression. You know, like he's like, nobody's ever pet me before, don't touch me, but actually I like this. Do I? Keep petting me. Phew, that should do it for preparations. After hurrying to get changed, I stopped to take a look in the mirror. Is this really going to be okay? If I were seeking an audience with the King of Sorcier, the maids would be all over me, making sure every detail was perfect. But we're in a foreign nation, and this isn't my home. I know full well that I can only handle the bare minimum alone. I checked the mirror again and again. Mother would have a heart attack if she knew this was happening. Then again, it all happened so suddenly. A little trouble's normal, right? And I washed up, so I shouldn't smell oceany. Katerina, are you ready? Yeah, I'm coming now. Silva seems to have come to get me, so I open the door. Oh, we get to see him in his finery. He's wearing an outfit that I've never seen on him before. Oh! I love it so much! Look at you! And I also love the fingerless gloves. You know. What's with the dumb look on your face? Well, I just thought you looked so different. I'm so used to his pirate getup that it's startling to see him now. The cape and belt make him feel like a proper soldier. Oh, well, we're not on the ship anymore, so there's no point in dressing like a pirate. Does it look weird? It's not weird, but I'm so used to seeing you in your other outfit, it seems out of place. I see. And this is actually what I wear more often. What you saw before was more like a costume. Oh, right. I thought he looked good in it, but it really is just pirate cosplay. I know I said it numerous times, but this is the first time I've really seen Silva as a soldier. I'm speechless. I mean, you're like, he looked really good in his pirate getup. Yes, but this is so ridiculously hot. His pirate getup looked good, but this looks amazing. I'm sorry, you're like, little cape and everything? Like, sir. Come on, the others are ready, so let's get going. Silva turns around and starts walking. Coming back to my senses, I chase after him so I don't get lost. Oh no, enjoy the view as he's leaving, because you're like, those pants fit you really well. What are you talking about? I mean, they're a little snug on your ass, and I like it. I'm just saying. He's got a little junk in his trunk, and I just think we should just enjoy the view as he walks away in his slightly tight pants. After joining the... Actually, it kind of looked like this vesty kind of thing was more tunicky, probably covers his ass, which is disappointing, but whatever. We can imagine. After joining the others, we entered the salon together. The King of Quid's waiting there, sitting on a sofa. Because, the cape wasn't, It's so funny because of the King of Quid, and then Albert pops up, and for a hot second I was like, wait, right. Yeah, I forgot. He looks a lot like Rozzy. Oh, right, they're cousins. He's also a lot younger than I thought. I look back and forth between Rozzy and the King until Keith elbows me in the side. Sister, stay silent. Ugh, now Keith is mad at me. Yeah, well. But right now we're in front of a king. He seems more casual than I expected, so I accidentally let my guard down. I stand back in hopes of not sticking out. The king turns to Jordo and smiles. Welcome. I'm the King of Quid, Albert Quid. His voice is going to be off because I don't remember what we did, but anyway. The king greets us, and Jordo and the others take turns returning the greeting. But soon, Albert interrupts them. Oh my god! Rozzy's dad. I was thinking when we started Silva's route, we have a little side... We haven't gotten to any of Silva's side stories, which is interesting. Still. But I was thinking there's a side character side story we never got to, and I'm like, who the fuck is it going to be? Rozzy's dad hasn't had a side story, and he's the only other character with a sprite that we haven't gotten one from, I don't think. There you go! A little side story about Silva. Okay. Anyway, did I say that? Did I read that? I don't know. My bird is also shrieking downstairs, and I want to punch him in his fucking face. I would never punch him in his fucking face, but I'm like, when he makes that shrieking noise, it triggers me to just want to scream at him to shut his fucking face. So obnoxious. He didn't want to come upstairs with me. Well, I didn't give him a chance. He was eating, so. The king greets us, and Jordo and the others take turns returning the greeting, but soon Albert interrupts him. Okay. This is an unofficial meeting, so there's no need for such formalities. First, allow me to apologize. Albert stands up, looking right at us. In a surprising move, he bows deeply. Due to my negligence, Sorcier has become entangled in Quidian troubles. He's a king, but he's so humble. And pretty. Having a king bow his head is serious business. But as I stand shocked in place, he quickly looks up and smiles at Jordo. Of course, an official apology, including indemnities. Yeah, it did say indemnities. Okay, that's what I thought. Including indemnities will be discussed in an official meeting later. There's no need for concern. Understood. In that case, we will receive your apology at that time. Jordo's being snobby. Why does Jordo look irritated about that? Jordo's just mad because this king is hot. While wondering about it, I spot Albert squint teasingly for a moment. But it vanishes in an instant, and he returns to a serious demeanor. Regarding the current issues, might I ask you, Prince Jordo and the people of Sorcier, to provide assistance to my kingdom? Oh, Rozzy. It's your little outfit. I love it so much. God, I love you in that green color. Your Majesty, I think the first order of business is to arrange for a ship so the people of Sorcier may return home. Yes, of course, I agree it's a matter of import. However, I'm afraid our circumstances may prove that difficult. Is it because of the Sangrid pirates who assist in the Premier's faction? That is part of it, but there's another issue as well. Currently, there are many missing persons in the capital. Their ages range from child to adult. It seems only those of particular androgyny have been taken. Oddly enough, most of the victims have been male, however. The victims are usually male. Yes, normally weaker women and children tend to be targeted. Strange, isn't it? Further investigations reveal that nearly, if not all of the victims have blue eyes. We think this is a proclivity of the culprit. Kidnappers. Luba mumbles to himself. His expression is fiercer than I've ever seen. I might be imagining it, but he seems a bit pale, too. Wonder what's the matter. This is interesting. There is one more common thread. A large number of merchants or servants who are associated with the loyalist nobles. Thus, suspicion falls once more upon the Premier's faction as the cause. Additionally, the remainder of the Sangrid pirates are on the seas. The captain is captured, but the first mate remains at large. Carelessly sailing to Sorcier may well result in another attack. Even if we arranged a ship, there's danger a rat could slip in. I am certain you don't want one to find that island. Albert speaks somberly. I think I see Jordo's brow twitch. The air around Jordo seems kind of... I can sense a dark aura around him, despite his cordial smile. It gives me shivers. So you mean to say that unless we assist you in resolving your problem, my people will remain marooned on that island? Of course I wish to resolve this matter with haste. My people are there as well. But for now the fact is that it is too dangerous. I'm sorry to involve you in the problems of my nation, but if the people of Sorcier can provide assistance, I do humbly request it. From what you're saying, there doesn't seem to be much choice. We're in desperate straits. But I see an opportunity to build a strong relationship with Sorcier. For the future, that is. Albert concludes and a silence sets in. Everyone naturally turns to look at Jordo. I understand. Then Sorcier will officially provide assistance. We'll also wish to maintain good relations with Quid, the great nation of inventions. It's like he's like, I hate you. But, diplomatically, it's a smart move. The king then requests to speak with Razi privately, so the rest of us leave the room. When I come out of the hallway, I finally release my breath. Phew! So glad I didn't mess anything up, trips and falls right as she walks out the door. I managed not to trip over myself or do anything rude as I left the room. I can't hide my relief. I wondered what sort of person the King of Quid would be, but he seems nicer than I thought. At the very least, he seems much easier to talk to than the dignified King of Sorcier. As I think that, I hear Jordo let out an exhausted sigh next to me. He got us. I didn't expect to be dragged into Quid's problems. However, with the issue as severe as it is, he likely has no choice but to obtain assistance from Sorcier. Yes, it appears so. That said, we have no choice but to make them so indebted to us that they can never think to defy us again. Say that like we were at war like a month ago. Weird. Jordo does his trademark black aura'd smile. A tingle runs down my spine whenever I sense him scheming something. And yet, he's a wily one. I don't expect things will go just as we hope. Huh? Really? I thought he was a nice guy. He apologized and everything. No, that apology wasn't an official one. Yes, unless it's officiated in a proper location, any apology is meaningless. I can only imagine that it was intended solely to prevent our impression of them from worsening. See, so that's how it is. I don't have a bad impression of... okay. You definitely know you're like, Albert's a little shady. But, like, he's using it to his advantage. Like, I don't think it's not like he did this on purpose. But he's like, I'm going to use it to my advantage and be like, oh gosh, did I not apologize? Oh, I'm so sorry if that offended you. That's my apology. You know what you mean when you're like, you know what, shut your face. It's that kind of apology. Because then he wants to get what he needs, and, like, he's using it to his advantage. I don't think he's a bad person, but, like, come on, Jordo. She's gonna scheme just as much as you would have. So, like, you know, he's like, I understand this type. Because I am this, like, I would have been this type. Might be a little bit, you know? But my opinions of Razi and Silva could never be tarnished, so shut your mouth, Jordo. I will forsake my country and move here. It must be something only royalty understands. Thinking about it, Silva also said that the king was scheming type on the way here. I turn to look at Silva, but his face is still locked in a grim frown. Silva? When I call his name, he gasps back to his senses. His grim expression immediately returns to the usual nonchalant smile. What's up? You were acting a little strange. Are you alright? I did, huh? It could be because I heard about those damn kidnappers. It really is shocking to hear about those things happening, huh? But it's just that, so don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm sure you must be exhausted after all that. I'll get you a guest room. Silva smiles after saying that. So obviously forced that it worries me. But before I can say anything, Silva goes to call a servant. You just grab his hand. Here if you need. He's like, the fuck?
Please guide our guests to the guest room so they don't get lost.
Understood. It would be my pleasure. Silva, what about you?
See you later. Rest up now.
Silva sees us off as we follow the servant. Along the way, I wonder about him again, but when I turn around, he's gone. Silva vanished like a cat. Something about that makes me feel restless, because he is a cat. Literally a human cat. You know what I mean? Ooh, we get to be Silva now.
Kidnappers. Don't think about those days. Focus on the kidnappers in front of you right now.
So that when it popped up and he got all really grim, I was like, was he kidnapped as a child? Or like, because like you knew it had something to do with his past. You knew that was going to come out, so. Something. Are we really, did we just switch back to us now? Yeah, we did. Wow. Okay. The next day, because Sorcier is now officially providing assistance to Quid, we've all been divided into separate assignments today. The Sangrid pirates patrolling the waters still have to be dealt with. The missing persons case needs to be solved as well. But. Yay! But why does it feel like I'm just sightseeing? I get to be with Silva. I don't care. Keith, don't you fuck this up. I was asked to walk around town with Silva and Keith. The kidnappers have been targeting androgynous men with near blue eye colors. Silva volunteered as a decoy. I mean, he is, they've called him androgynous the whole time, so. And he's got blue eyes. We all do.
I'll investigate the missing persons case alone. I can defend myself and fit the description of their target perfectly.
After Ronzi and Albert concluded their discussion, the entire group, including Albert, held a strategy meeting. That would be a great help, but let's see. Why don't you dress up in a more fitting disguise?
Huh? Disguise?
I'm not wearing a fucking eye patch. Oh my god, look at the little chibis! Have we gotten a chibi fucking... Wait a minute. We've never... There's a chibi CG. Have we ever gotten a chibi CG in this game? I didn't think we had those. Or we don't get them enough. Also, I'm sorry, but I really wish this wasn't a chibi because I want to see Silva in Albert's imagination with this pretty little outfit on. I need to see it. I need it so bad. The perpetrator's known to prefer refined features, no? A sickly nobleman would make an easy target.
I politely refuse. I'm not really the nobleman type.
I just really want to see, the sprite of it's cute in chibi form, but I really just want to see actual Silva in these outfits that Albert's imagining. Oh my god, I just want it. Oh, no dice. Then how about a young actor from the theater?
We don't have time, so I'll go in my usual clothes.
Besides, he's just teasing me to amuse himself. I can hear you, Silva.
My apologies. In any case, I'm fine with my current clothes.
They sure seem close. It's not too hard to imagine that the eye patch discussion went something like this, but with Silva taking the loss. Still, it's much too dangerous to send Silva alone. We're against kidnappers that can make people disappear without a peep. And then I'll accompany him. I can defend myself with magic, and considering my eye color, I make for a suitable decoy too. Then I'd like to help too. You could say my eye color is close. As long as we're on land, I can use magic too. Huh? Sister, you want to... I just want to be with Silva. I don't think your magic would be strong enough. Also, it's mostly men who are kidnapped. But it is true that when using decoys, we shouldn't be too obvious. They may let their guard down with Lady Katerina. I'd feel more at ease if Katerina were to stay here. Worry not, Rosian. The perpetrators have shown a clear preference for targeting men. Lady Katerina faces little danger.
But accompanying Silva would mean there's a possibility she could get caught up in a dangerous situation.
I think you can trust Silva in that regard, wouldn't you agree?
Of course.
Albert's words caused Rozzy to realize something. He looks away. I don't get it, but I have to try to convince Rozzy and the others. Prince Jordo, Prince Alan, and Rozzy are all going to the royal palace while everyone else heads after the Sangred pirates, right? And then I want to help out too. You're sending the girls after the pirates? Nickel, Mary, Sophia, and Maria will be going out to sea to round up the remaining pirates. Really? Okay. That seems odd, but sure. They plan to use their wind and water magics to give the ship an advantage. Maria will heal anyone injured. I was like, Maria doesn't have wind and water, but okay, that makes sense. Jordo and Alan are royalty, so they'll be relaying a message to Sorcier, as well as discussing the matter of compensation. They also are not allowed to use magic, so they're more useless than me. At least they can use swords, though. I'd feel terrible just lying around the Lindgren house and mooching. Everyone else is working, so I want to do my part as well. Let's get everyone off that island as soon as possible. Agreed. Right now we need all of the help we can get. If you're willing, then I'd be more than grateful. Well, if Keith will be with you, I suppose it won't be too much of a danger. Pretty sure Silva would be better to protect me than Keith, but... Okay, I keep nagging on Keith like that, but he does make golems that can, crush people, so, okay, Keith actually would be able to... Forgot about his magic. Yeah. He's just been kind of useless with magic because we've been on the ocean, so he's been, just as much a damsel in distress as me, to be fair. Now that we're on land, yeah, okay, sure. Yes, I won't lose to a single soul on land. I'll protect Sister at any cost. Fair.
I'd be worried leaving her alone at the mansion, too. If Keith will be babysitting Katerina, it should be fine.
Then it's settled. Let's work hard so that everyone can get home safely. Wait, babysitting me, huh? We're here to solve the missing persons incidents, but my attention's drawn to all the shops stuffed full with delicious treats. Hey, that stand's selling something that looks like popcorn, and over there they're selling juice. Sister, we're not here to sightsee. Do understand that, right? I know that. Don't worry, Keith. I haven't forgotten. So you say, but... While Keith quietly complains, I take in the townscape of Quid. The nation of inventions really lives up to its reputation. I really can't help but look at the stores I would never find in Sorcier. Observing from the carriage, it felt a bit gloomy, but walking around now, I realize it's actually bustling. If it wasn't for our current situation, I would definitely go sightseeing. But the situation in the capital is so unstable that Rozzy's mother was evacuated to the Duke's countryside estate. Well, that explains where Rozzy's mother is. I was like, did she die or something? We never talk about her. She just ain't here. Just as I reaffirm my resolve, a delicious smell enters my nostrils. Yeah, that smells good. Sister, there you go again forgetting proper etiquette.
That must be the bakery over there. And they're famous for kneading spices into the dough. Wanna try?
Can I?
Sure. Acting natural and just enjoying things will make the perpetrator more likely to target us.
That may be true. Yay! If there are other Quidian specialty foods, I'd love to try them. Sister, are you sure you understand this is part of work? I know, but it'll be a waste not to enjoy things.
As expected of you, Katerina.
3 of us buy some bread and wander around town. Okay. I was like, I didn't want to stop in the middle of that because we were there, and then we kind of popped to the flashback, and then we popped back. But now that we kind of transitioned to an alley, and this is where we're going to stop. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.